What's going on, Soul Tribe? I salute the divinity in you, and welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and bringing another little nugget to add to the Soul Tribe archive. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Sun in Aries in the first house, and this is a dope place for the Sun. The Sun is sitting strong here. Now, when you talk about that mighty light, the nature of the sun is it's the soul. It's that connection to the higher light of the mind. This is, I like to think of it as the true will, the intentions that we set, the things that move us forward, that calls us into action, that leads to this sense of leadership and recognition and the height of things. This is the sun. The more we're in that calling, the brighter we're going to shine. The sun gives life. The sun's always moving forward, never goes retrograde. So this is, it's a strong, potent energy when we're working with the sun. It's what gives everything else life, and there is, could even represent the father, so that's another thing that the sun could, some of the themes that the sun covers. And then when you talk about Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars, and they are the cardinal fire sign, and they are active or yang in nature. And when you really think about that, I mean, it's just Aries for me, and I'm just talking about it in general, really is the kind of the go-getters, the trailblazers, the ones that are going to just do, because that's what, they are. That fire deals with the will, and being the cardinal sign is just initiating. This is the spark. We're just going to do the things. That's why I really think that there's prolific energy when it comes with Aries in a determination, that they're not going to be stopped, that there's this, it's the ram, it's just, again, just moving forward, going for the things. But I find that Aries can be a very motivating, energy as well, just kind of really spur you to action. So yeah, it's dope when we're working with Aries. And then when you talk about the first house is in ancient astrology is known as the helm. This is an angular house. It's a really, strongest house. And when we're dealing with themes of the first house, it's going to cover like the life, the body, health, and I think most importantly, personality, but most importantly, the beginning of all actions. So really important themes with this first house here. So when you're working with this placement, a few things to consider. One, easy one, you'd have an Aries rising by whole sign. And you're going to want to look to Mars, because Mars is going to import the themes of this house and the 8th house, which deals with death, inheritances, and the money of others, to wherever Mars is located. And then the Sun is going to import the themes of the 5th house to this house, the first house, which deals with like children, pregnancy, pleasures, sex, and just like kind of the creative talents. So one thing that I would talk about with someone right off the bat with this, because one thing to consider, this is where the sun finds its exaltation in Aries. And when you have a celestial body that is exalted, that means they're raised up. The qualities of that sphere are more easily expressed here. And it's like the sphere is like on its throne, in a sense, which is appropriate for the king. So this one, to me, this really gives a very potent life force for me. Just a lot of, not necessarily like just like over energy, but just like a lot of just raw, I would imagine, just energy, just a strong sense of being, and hopefully being comfortable in oneself, really enjoying this experiences of life. I would be very curious, considering that this is the house of all, of beginnings. What are some things that you're doing? Because it really is a matter of the imagination, depending on what you want to start here, but what you want to start with this placement. But making sure that it is something that you do feel is in your calling. Is this something, the things that you're creating, are you enjoying them? Or does just the stuff that you're doing, are they promoting growth, or are they hindering it in some type of way? And it's not to say that we're not going to make mistakes along the way, but I think especially with this placement, having a focus, having something that is your, finding the things that you feel called to, I think would be a really important one with this placement. Also too, just taking care of the body, because this is like we can't do anything if the body's not in good shape. So this could be where just having a good relationship as far as like with, taking care of movement, like maybe, moving the body regularly, whether it be working out, strength training, yoga, swimming, kayaking, whatever. And paying attention to what you're eating, and even just like the amount of sleep, just keeping the body just in good health, being mindful of the reserves that you're working with. Children may be something that comes into play, whether it is that you're having your own, or it could be that maybe you end up doing something where you're working with kids, possibly. Maybe you're like a teacher, maybe what some kind of mentor. But I think this would be a really great role model for children. Seeing someone who, again, who I hope would be, is really kind of feeling comfortable in themselves. That really is, yeah, just has a real strong sense of being. I think that that can be just a great motivation for, and again, they're not just children, but really for everyone around. Considering that sex does flow to these things, again, be mindful, be responsible with that potent life force. But otherwise, I think that it is this thinking about the, yeah, really, again, just enjoying this experience. I think that there's something special that's happening with this. And yeah, the sun really is just wanting to be in this, I think, in this placement, and really just is wanting to shine through there. So there's this, even the sense of being just a kind of unapologetically yourself, and just really kind of just leaning into that. I think that that can be a really wonderful place for this, wonderful thing for this placement as well. But it's such a broad thing that you can do. Like, I would love to hear, if you do have this placement or know someone who's working with this placement, down in the comment section, let us know how this is manifested for you. Because again, the sun is doing great here. The sun is doing really well. The only thing that would maybe hamper that is if it had any sort of like hard aspects that are coming to it. But I think even the sun then can be even still kind of push through, because it's again, it's in great shape. So yeah, if you have that, definitely leave a comment. And if this is something that you want to explore more, you want to see how these, whether, exploring your natal chart, or if you're getting ready to, whatever new actions endeavors that you're getting ready to begin, down in the description box, there's a link for a calendar link to book a consultation with me. If you have any questions about the services that I provide, my email is down in the description box as well. So definitely feel free to reach out to me. And then I also have a couple of playlists down there that I talk about. One covers the lunar shenanigans and everything that the moon does, as far as like what aspects it's forming, what phase it's in, what sign it's in, and when it happens to go void, of course. And then I have another one that deals with Celestial News Weekly, which talks about the sun and the other classical planets, what aspects are forming, what signs are going to be most affected, and how to most practically work when pragmatically work with those energies. So that's all available for you down there as well. But until next time, stay mindful out there. Keep raising that vibration through the roof. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.